Gathering Storm and Tempest Strike reworks. This is the, what, the first of the weekly hype stuff from before the actual launch on 21st. So this stuff I've been kind of waiting for this stuff to come out because the Tempest Strike stuff I think is actually really cool. If you don't know, Tempest Strike is like the joke skill, and it has been for years in the game. It's when you want to talk about a like really bad skill that just sucks, it's Tempest Strike in Last Epoch. That is always the skill, and has always since it came out been the skill that people point to as that is just a terrible skill. That if you want to like go hard mode, you go Tempest Strike, har. So let's see what they've done with it now, and also Gathering Storm. Hello travelers, welcome to the first blog post of the pre-patch blog posts leading up to launch. For all the new travelers joining us for 1.0, pre-patch blog posts occurred during the week before patch day. All right, so this is like the week-long patch stuff. Let's actually get into what's new here. So we got Gathering Storm. Gathering Storm will become available to all primalists at level 2. That's really quickly, replacing Ice Thorns. Ice Thorns was a skill that was like, it was okay, it was mid. Those who have been following our posts for a while may remember we intended to remove Ice Thorns, but wanted to have a new skill to implement in its place. And here we go, Gathering Storm. Strike at your enemy with a mighty lightning-powered storm. When you use Gathering Storm and hit at least one enemy, you gain a storm stack. Every second, you expend a storm stack to cause a storm bolt to strike a nearby enemy. This interval is reduced by 2% for every stack you currently have. So it goes faster. With higher stack counts, firing off storm bolts at greater rates. Gathering Storm is an ability that is about pressing the attack for greater reward. By the time you reach 50 storm stacks, there is 0 delay between consuming stacks to generate storm bolts, so a greater stack count is always beneficial. So that means this is additive, the interval reduction, not multiplicative, which is nice. It's going to be electric, shockingly good, hell yeah. Gathering Storm costs 0 mana by default, and inherently gains 4% increased damage per point of strength to the melee attack, while each point of attunement grants it +1 spell damage for Storm Bolt. Here you go. It looks very flashy. I do like my flashy. Lots of lightning bolts going off. In its tree, you will find various ways to generate, spend, and manage stacks and gain different effects from storm stacks. It's also worth noting that old references to the lightning ability in the Shaman passive tree and some of the other abilities have been changed to Storm Bolt. All instances of Storm Bolt use Gathering Storm's Storm Bolt, even when your primal wolves cast it. Meaning these additional Storm Bolt triggers synergize very well with Gathering Storm to create a quite frenetic storm of lightning. So even the wolves can cast it. They get like the trees, like stuff. That's cool. Let's take a look at some of the ways you can customize Gathering Storm through its skill tree. Frostbringer converts Gathering Storm and Storm Bolt's base damage from lightning to cold. Converts Shock Chance to Frostbite. This offers a great route for those looking for more crowd control through freeze and damage over time with Frostbite. Looks cool, yeah. So instead of doing a bolt, it just like doesn't like a cold explosion on things. That's pretty cool. This is visually very pleasing. Ranged spell conversion. With Ligonian Diplomacy and a staff, Gathering Storm can be converted completely to a spell. Striking out with Storm Bolts directly, this node allows you to put complete focus into the spell aspects of Gathering Storm, though with an added mana cost. Okay, yeah, it's range now. Range is good. Range is good. I like range. So you don't have to take as much many hits. It's always a benefit. Dual wielding support. What would a skill about pressing the attack be without some dual wielding support? The two-eyed storm node grants your storm stacks the ability to strike 2 enemies for the price of 1, so long as you have a weapon in each hand. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's actually really cool. So you get the double cast. I like that. Whirlwind Tactics. For those that like to synergize their builds with minions, you'll also find support for this within Gathering Storm. One such node, Whirlwind Tactics, expends a number of storm stacks whenever you use a companion ability. That's pretty cool too. Yep. All right, that is the new skill. What's it called again? For Gathering Storm. Right now, let's talk about Tempest Strike. Let's talk about the proverbial clown of Last Epoch for the last few years. As we covered in November's dev blog, Tempest Strike has been reworked in functionality while keeping the same theme. Tempest Strike is now a powerful high-cost combo ability which triggers a Tempest with each strike. rather than a chance for a spell effect that it had previously. There we go. I mean, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I'm actually not entirely sure how do you guys feel about the twister animation? Or the visual effect, I mean. The rest of them I think look awesome. I haven't decided if I like the twister or not. I feel like stuff should be like flying out of it. Like debris should be like being picked up and stuff. Feels almost too clean. While we talked a bit about how the skill was mechanically changing, at the time we were still making changes to the ability and we're quite ready to show the tree for it. So today, as we are covering the new Primalist skill, we also want to show everyone some of the new skill tree options coming straight. It's like a prototype. You haven't said how you feel about it? Yeah. Looked much like Tornado. Yeah. It definitely is. They're trying to make it look like its own thing. I appreciate that, but it feels a little off to me. The other ones though look amazing. Druid's Call. Supporting transformations, Druid's Call allows an option to turn Tempest Strike into a melee triggered ability while transformed. I'm sure there's many lightning werebears out there who just had their ears perk up at the idea of adding another skill to the repertoire. Okay. Chance while I like it. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Tempest Sacrificing. In Tempest Strike's tree, you will find a number of nodes that allow you to sacrifice one of the Tempests in order to gain attack speed. Though do be aware, removing a Tempest does not remove the corresponding strike. You'll also find opportunities to synergize with other abilities for further spell combos, such as with the Ceaseless Typhoon node, which grants a chance to cast Tornado each time you trigger Wind Tempest in the combo. Okay, so there's like 3 strikes, right? And they're different elements, and then they have a chance to proc 3 spells that are different elements. And so what this does, it turns off the spells, but keeps the elemental strikes. Let's see, you get attack speed. I like attack speed. And minus mana cost. So maybe make it more spammable. 800% added damage scaling. I didn't see that in there. Totem support. With the Looming Gale node, you'll convert Tempest Strike into a Tempest Totem, which casts the 3 Tempests in sequence without the melee attack. This also converts the ability into a minion ability by changing it to a totem, allowing Tempest Strike to fit into into other totem and minion builds. That's interesting. Let's see what it looks like. Interesting. So it just like randomly casts its 3 abilities. Okay. Yeah, no 70k reward anymore, random. Tempest Focus. Just want to keep it simple and add more Tempests? We've got you covered. Granting any of the strikes a chance to cast one of the Tempests means you can lash out with multiple Tempests on each strike. Pick a specific Tempest to focus on or just trigger more of all of them. The choice is yours. What did they do in here? Did you do like lightning? Lightning and cold. Oh, they're all in there still. It's hard to tell a difference here. I think there's a lot more lightning going off. It's a really cool looking skill. Closing. Thank you for joining us for this look at some of the updates coming to the Primalist with the new Gathering Storm ability and reworked Tempest Strike. We look forward to seeing all the new Primalists and in particular Shaman builds you all come up with. We also want to take this opportunity to provide advance notice concerning launch preparation to get our servers up for release. We will be taking the servers down 24 hours prior to launch, which means we got to find stuff to do. And tomorrow is going to be new enemy models and animations. We'll check that out too. All right, hey, that's pretty good. Those skills both look sweet. This is something I do want to eventually play. I don't know when I'm going to get to it. But I do want to eventually mess with these. So I really like them visually. Really like them visually. All right.